What is up, my mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video we're going to be looking at Incense City by Allsaints, and I'm going to be comparing it to the other Allsaints fragrances that I own as well, and we're going to be talking about this one for a little bit. So if that sounds good to you, let's get into the video. Someone in the comments of one of my previous videos let me know that Incense City and the other Allsaints fragrances have been discontinued, and with that in mind I went out and purchased Incense City by Allsaints before it's too late. I did previously have a little sample of this, but that was quite a while ago and I sort of forgot about it. And I've got to say, at the $180 price point that I could find this for, I'm still pretty impressed with it, let's be real. $180 is a lot to pay for a fragrance, especially now that it's discontinued and it's only going to increase in value over time. But there is something that this also smells like, a fragrance that hasn't been discontinued, although it's significantly less common. And that fragrance is Ode by Akakapa. Beautiful fragrance, long lasting, it's on the fresh side for an oud. Anyways, this has an incense note and it's kind of got this sweet spiciness to it, and Incense City shares that across the board. This, even at the $180 price point that I paid for it, I've got to say it was worth it. Let me just take the plastic off this packaging. You get a hefty dose of smoke here, but it's on the softer side for a smoky note. It's not a cheap smelling smoke. Like, if I'm thinking of like some really obnoxious smoky fragrance, I'm thinking of Oud Noir by Ted Lapidus. That smells like an ashtray. I kind of think it smells good, but it is a very niche sort of style fragrance. This, on the other hand, the smoke is much more subtle, it's much softer, it sits on the skin more pleasantly. I wore this out to the bar Friday, Saturday night, and I got a couple of good compliments for it as well. So it's not so smoky and out there that it's going to deter people. This has that soft, subtle, smoky sweetness that you'd kind of expect from a more incense-heavy fragrance. You've also got notes of cedar, and the backbone of this fragrance is pretty reliant on that soft woodiness as well. I'd say that the sweetness in this fragrance comes from the aroma chemicals that they've used to make it smell like incense. Anyways, I think this is a great buy. Don't know if I were in your shoes I would be paying $180 for this. I think it's a solid buy for $180, although I definitely regret not picking it up for closer to the $100 mark a couple of months ago when it was still widely available, but you know, beggars can't be choosers and all that jazz. Now, how does Incense City perform? You're looking at about 9 hours with 2 sprays. If you wear this on clothes though, it lasts 12 hours plus. I sprayed this on the shirt that I wore to work the other night and it stayed pretty much all night while I was at the bar. Not amazing performance, but had they kind of dialed up the smokier aspects of this one rather than the incense aspects of it, I think it would have been a much better performer. But with that being said, I will take a couple of hours of performance for a fragrance that gets you a lot of positive attention, and this fragrance has that in spades. Now, how does it compare to the other Allsaints fragrances? And Concrete Rain is not included in this, but we've got Flora Mortis here, Leather Skies, which I absolutely love, and Sunset Riot, which I haven't worn a whole lot, but I still really like it. Flora Mortis, this one smells like Spice Bomb. Kind of maybe a slightly fresher take on Spice Bomb. Leather Skies is a unique, fresh leather fragrance. And Sunset Riot smells like Baccarat Rouge. All of these Allsaints fragrances are unisex, they are marketed to everyone. However, the most feminine leaning is Sunset Riot and the most masculine leaning is probably Leather Skies. Just when you think of a leather fragrance, you do think of the note of leather being more masculine, but maybe you're a little bit different and that's okay. Incense City sits somewhere in the middle of that. It is, to my nose, a truly unisex fragrance. And then maybe Flora Mortis with that more subtle Spice Bomb approach. It's also in the middle there as well. Leather Skies is the fragrance of all of them that I've worn the most, and it's the one that I've received the most positive attention for, and you can tell, compare my Leather Skies to Sunset Riot, and you can pretty well see which one I've been rocking more throughout the years that I've owned them. You never like seeing fragrances that smell this good get pulled from the market, but it happens. So if you're out there and you've always considered picking these up, now's probably your last chance to pick them up close to retail price. Here in Australia, the only one I have trouble finding is Incense City. Incense City, very difficult to find, but the other ones, Flora Mortis, Sunset Riot, Concrete Rain in particular. Concrete Rain you can find for about $80 here in Australia, but that is also my least favorite of the bunch, so you're gonna have to pick your poison there. Do let me know in the comments what your favorite Allsaints fragrance is. Mine, it's either gonna be Leather Skies or Incense City. This is such a beautiful fragrance. Is it $180 beautiful though? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that one. So, what fragrances have you been rocking lately? Let us know in the comments below, and until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.